Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्तदामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। 7 onward. नियतस्तुत संन्यासः कर्मणो नोपपद्यते मोहात् तस्य परित्यागः तामसः परिकीर्तितः दुःखमित्येव यत्कर्म त्यजेत् सकृत्वा राजसं त्यागं नैव त्यागफलं लभेत् कार्यमित्येव यत्कर्म यतं क्रियते अर्जुन संगं त्यक्त्वा फलं चैव सत्यागः सात्विको मतः। Thus here the three types of actions that are given, tyagas that are given here. Tyagaha, tamasaha. When is it tamas? When it is performed, not performed, mohat, due to ignorance. Mohat tasya parityagaha. Mohat means avivekat, lack of understanding, lack of knowledge, clarity, and because of which one is not doing what he is supposed to do. Niyatasya karmanah sannyasah tyagah na upapadyate. That is not to be considered as tyaga. Out of laziness, also, out of lethargy, unwillingness, doesn't see the purpose. बालवेर नहीं कर रहा हूं, क्यों? मन नहीं है, मन नहीं है, बुद्धि नहीं है, सोचते नहीं, not thinking the purpose. I'm not talking about Bhagavad children, huh? You know whom I'm referring to. बड़े लोग, parents only, drop and go. Because they are not, hey, बच्चे लोगों के लिए, हमारे, मैं तो, I am matured. I don't need any of Gita kya. So, people who are renouncing or giving up things that are necessary, essential for their own growth, if that is not taken up, because many people think, I am so very young, just 65, 70. So, कब पढ़ेगो? When do you think कब पढ़ोगे? मरने के समय? I know, that's what the tradition is. While a person is about to die, Bhagavad Gita, आपके लिए. So, such is the case of tamasic tyaga. Rajas is what? Dukkam iti. Troublesome. Where the physical pain is there. Kaya klesha bhayat tejed. Because of physical pain, trouble, effort needs to be put. For anything that you need to take up in life, you have to give up something. Your childhood should end to become a teenager. The teenagehood should end to become an adult. You cannot continue to be what you have been and expect change. So obviously, every change brings new challenges. For every new challenge, you need more effort. More effort means what? Pain, exertion, time has to be spent. Physically, one has to exert, or mentally, one has to exert. No, I don't want to do it. Dukkam ityeva yat karma kama klesha bhayat tyajed. Nakrutva sakrutva rajasam tyagam. Saha, such a person, tyagam krutva api na tyaga palam labhet. Even as one does that, what? Tyag. But there is no result of that. Because no effort, no result. That is why Bhagavan Krishna earlier also said, na karmanam anarambat naishkarmyam phalamashmate. Na cha sanyasanadeva siddhim samadhigacchati. Because Arjuna was ready to give up at the drop of a bath. I just don't want to do it. Bhagavan said, by not doing, you are not going to get anything. But doing the way you have been doing also, you are not going to get anything. So that is Rajasic Tyaga. What is then Sattvika Tyaga? Karyamityeva niyatam kriyate. Karne se hi tyaga hota hai. By doing, a person who is able to do and yet not attached to the ownership of the action, nor even the ownership of the result. I always give this as an example. Let us say you are a grown-up boy or girl. She is 18-year-old or 16-year-old, and she is very good in tennis. But you also are good. You also have played quite a bit. So now, one day we decided, me and you play. Let us play. What happens? Let us see. I give you a challenge. And therefore, the father and the child, they both are in the court, and mother is watching. Mother is a referee. You know which side she would take, anyway. So the play began. A tough fight, all right. And the child obviously has started to learn very well, but father is equally very powerful and very effortful, very efficient and smart playing. You know, when a smart player doesn't exert much, whereas a person who's learning, going around here, there, effortlessly is playing. So the mother is, the girl is getting tired. The mother signals him. He consciously loses it. Certain balls, he just leaves it. Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't take it. So while he is able to, even though play very well, he decided to give more credit to the child, just to encourage the child. Even though he was giving a good fight, but then he decided. So that way he loses certain balls or leaves a certain shots, and finally she wins. She was so happy. Daddy, I had beaten you. He smiles. That smile is a tyaga. Kya tyaga hai wo? Willingly had given up the result, willingly not fighting to make sure that the child is the winner. Now here in this example, I only highlight is phalatyaga. Karmatyaga nahi hua, phalatyaga. I am not taking up the result, even though I can claim it. So sattvic tyaga is that where an individual does not arrogate oneself as a doer and very happily is ready to share the result. Such a person, as he said, sangam tyaktva phalam chaiva. Karma sangam tyaktva. Karmani sangam tyaktva. Giving up association, attachment, identification with the karma, as well as phalam chaiva, in the result also. Satyaga satviko mataha. That action is called sattvic. So at the end of the day, both are winners. Is it not? The child also feels that she is the winner, and the man also, the father also feels happy about it. And the mother said, I'm the reason for you both to be happy anyway. Is it not true that the mother feels that I am the one who made sure that both of you are happy in this context? This is what most of the mothers do. What to do? All right. Now here, let me see where I have. Let's right. So I have put this slide there for you to understand this. Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic, I explained last time. How a person like Arjuna had the tamasic attitude of not fighting the war, saying that I do not know whether they will win or we will win. I am unsure about it. Edimam apradikaram ashastram shastrapanaya tardrishtra aha rane hanyuhu tanme kshemataram bhavet. Let me allow myself to be defeated. Here it is not like the father. Here it is out of fear. Fear of the war. Fear of the outcome of the war. Unclear about the purpose. Revengeful attitude, leading ones to become very agitated, disturbed. And that's what happened. And also he said, Nimittani cha pashyami viparitani keshava nacha shreyonu pashyami hatva swajanamahave. I see the bad omens everywhere. And by killing my own people, how can I be happy? This is avivek also. And therefore, Rajasic and Tamasic nature of Tyaga is not considered as real Tyaga. Then we have also seen how the resistance should be. Not active resistance, violence, which is Rajas, Not passive non-resistance, which is tamasic, not engaging, but passive resistance, meaning proving that the other person is not right in his policy by not obeying his orders. That's what Gandhiji called it as Satya Agraha. And this is not anything wrong to be done, civil disobedience. It is only to show what you have imposed upon us is not correct. It is inhuman. That is the reason that thing was taken up. Now, the proceeding further, Bhagavan Krishna says in verse number 10, Natveshtya kushalam karma kushalenanusajjate yagi sattva samavishtaha Medhavi chinna samshayah Nadveshtya kushalam karma kushalenanusajjate yagi sattva samavishtaha Medhavi chinna samshayah. Every spiritual practice has many layers. At the basic level, it is a physical activity. Then it becomes a activity of the mind, then buddhi, then the highest one. For example, if somebody is doing a puja, no, the puja season has started. So you go to a temple or you start at home itself, a particular altar you create for Devi, for Navaratri. Most people are busy about decoration, flowers, pictures, not to forget prasad. Every day, different prasad. 9 days. That's something. Manushyaha utsava priyaha. Because they get bored with the routine things, they have to do something different. And then, Swamiji, do you know, Monday I have to wear this color, Tuesday this color, first day this color, second day that color. Decoration for the Devi, also more decoration for oneself. Why all these things? It is to change the routine and create an atmosphere of, divinity at home, all that. So the basic level also, it is good to do that. That is a part of the culture. The next one comes, whether one is really engaging in the worship of the mother. And knowing there are Trivida Rupa Devi, Mahakali, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Ityad. So, worshipping the Devi for the already what we have gained in this world. And so the worship is with the reverence, devotion, love, gratitude. So not just decorating, but sitting there and do the upasana with the relevant mantras to chant, all that. So upachara, shodash upachara to be done. Many people forget that just to decoration, everything, lot of lights, and I'll call people, have prasad and go home. The host should sit down, at least to spend an hour every day in invoking the goddess in one's own heart, as well as in the deity that one has created there. This is the level of, second level of engaging in something which is auspicious. Then the third level is understanding the symbolism of the whole thing. Icha Jnana Kriya Shakti Rupa Devi. Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. Kriya Shakti Rupi Devi Kali. Icha Shakti Rupi Devi Lakshmi. And Jnana Shakti to Saraswati. These three are necessary for creation. Anything that is to be created One must have the knowledge, one must have the desire, one must do it. Without that, it doesn't happen. So, Icha Rupena Devi, one who is coming in the form of desire to be worshipped, that all the desires of the noble nature is Icha Shakti of the Devi. Then what to do, how to do, that is Jnanam. Then actually doing it. So this way, a understanding of what these three means, why Navaratri, why 9 days of worship, then going to the philosophical aspect of it is nothing but Maya, the power of Parameshwara, who is the very creator of the entire universe, and the whole universe is vibrating with our presence. This way, you go on developing your understanding of the festival or the observation. That is how the mind evolves. And here we see, this way, one who performs is considered as spiritually growing. Now comes the highest point. What is that? Kushalam karma na anusachate, akushalam karma na dveshti. A person who is engaging in this way in many different activities in this world, I'm just giving you one example of a festival. But in all actions, one should see the highest standpoint. What is that? When certain actions come in my life, which are not I desire to do, but I have to do. Many people ask this question, हम तो गृहस्थ है स्वामी जी, आपसे जैसे नहीं है, तो इतना कर्म करना चाहिए हमको. So at home I have to do so many things, at the world, in the workplace, and at the society demands certain things. My relatives don't even ask me. So although some of the actions you probably think that, why are these things? So certain things you may not be to your liking. Akushalam karma na dveshti. It doesn't hate things that he needs to do or she needs to do, which one does not really have a heart to do it. Certain times it is Nitya karma also, what is to be done by an individual in a daily time or whenever occasion arises. So, the one who is not dveshti does not hate when akushalam karma. Akushalam means not favorable, not desirable. And at the same time, when karma are the actions that was according to one's like, kushalam karma na anusajjate. It does not get attached to those actions also. That is to say, anything that comes as the things to be done in life, do it in the same attitude. Karna hai, bas. Just do it. Neki, remember the neki and then do it. Meaning what? Yajjad bhavyam bhavat bhagavan purva karmanu rupam. Whatever has to happen from me, let it happen according to my own past. Edat pratyam mama bahumadam janma janmantare api. Let this be my attitude of prayer in all my life, in this life, in every life. Whatever action that comes on the way, one should perform with the same attitude of na karmani asangatva and karma phale na sangatva. Again, karma phala asakti is not there. Karma asakti is also not there. Kartrutva bhi nahi hai, bhoktrutva nahi. So here he says, sattva samavishtaha. Sattve samavishtaha. Viveke viveka buddhya ityartha. Viveka yuktaha, such an individual. Medhavi, a man of knowledge, a person of understanding, wise person. Chinna samshayaha, with all his doubts destroyed. See, in Upanishad it is said, when the knowledge is gained, all your past actions will become null and void. Vidyade hridaya grantihi chidyante sarva samshayaha shriyante chasya karmani tasmin drishte paravare. Tasmin drishte, when the highest is known, paravare, para cha avara cha, that which is higher as well as the lower, that which is acting as the highest in nature and as well as seen in the world. Hridaya grantihi vidyate. Heart has got a knot, K-N-O-T. Knot means granthi. There are 3 granthis are there, 3 knots. Oh, what are the 3 knots, Swamiji? I really want to know. Because in a Hindu tradition, we put 3 knots. Even though you say not, but you have to put the knot. Avidya, kama, tada, karma. Ignorance, desire, and knowledge. I mean, sorry, action. So, ignorance, desire, and action. These 3 are considered as the knots of the heart. These knots of the heart will completely get destroyed upon knowing the truth. Vidyade hridaya grantihi chidyante sarva samshayaha. To such a person alone, all doubts are cleared. Kshiyante cha asya karmani, asya purushasya karmani. The person's all actions also will come to an end. That means so many lives we have gathered, so many impressions, so many actions are to be faced by us. How many lives we have lived? Endless. How much we have gathered. It is like a rainwater that is falling from the hill. Before it reaches the ocean, how many thousands of kilometers it might have traveled, and so many things it has gathered to itself. In the same way, a jiva gathers so many impressions. It may not be in this life alone. That is why we call it as the anadi ananda. This vasana is unbelievably deep and so many. We do not know. Only when certain circumstances arise, we realize that this vasana is there in me. I never know that. Various experiences or external situations bring to your awareness what you have inclinations are. Not all of them are interested in the same thing. Your own children, not 2, if you have 2, 3 of them, they are not the same, even though it is all your own products only. But they don't behave in the same way. They don't act in the same way. They don't take interest in the same thing. Why? What made them so different from each other? Not the way you make them grow up. No. It is what they have been gathered. They have gathered for so many lives. So how many are there? And for experiencing those, how many lives have to come? Not only as human, various others are also there. So all those actions are called sanchitam, meaning what? Well collected. And what I have done in this life for which I have to come back? Agami. These karmas which are accumulated over many lives, or those which are yet to be experienced by me because of the action I have done now, come to become null and void. And when the karma, when it ends, that is called moksha. Shriyante cha asya karmani. All those things will come to an end. But what will remain is what has already started to be experienced by you as you are right now. In this very birth. So that is called prarabdha, prakarshena arabdhatvat. It has already started. So those actions which come in one's life, which one may not be planning for it, one may not be looking for it. It may be pleasant, it may be unpleasant. But in even performing those things, neither one gets hatred or unhappy about doing things which one does not like to do, or those things which one likes to do, he does not get attached to. Na dveshtya kushalam karma, kushale na anusajjate. Take the example of Arjuna. He was a warrior all the time. He was known to be a greatest archer. But at that point, he didn't want to do it. It becomes a akushalam karma. He said, even though I'm a warrior for all the time, I have won over many, many great wars, but this war I don't want to do. Bhagavan says, karma, this is niyatam karma. It has to be done by you. Here, you should not escape. With the mind understanding, this is prarabdha. This has come to me on my own situation. Let me take it to my stride and move ahead. That is what is the teaching here. Na dveshti akushalam karma. Kushale karmani na anusajjate. He does not get attached to. See, our thing is that let us come to Swamiji. These are all going above. Come to our level. Now you see, why, when we are everyday life, we would like to repeat certain experiences which we like. Is it not? We have some favorite dresses, right, that we wear when we want to show off, or favorite necklace, favorite perfume, favorite shoes. Some houses, when I go, it's like a shoe shop. So how many people live in this house? 3. How many pairs of shoes and slippers are there? 25. Why? This is Swamiji, this is our party. Glittering ones party. This is for tennis. And that is for school. This is for what? Chinmay Mission. This is where I go to temples. You hold the dilapidated one there. This is for India trips. Right. So this way, so many. Why we have so many things in our wardrobe also? So certain things we want to repeat. It's called kushalam karma. So we get attached to that also. Experiences, people, certain, situations, certain celebrations, certain association of people. Why? Because you feel comfortable. You feel wanted. That's also important. In place you go, nobody even cares about your person. I don't think anything about that. Even though it is important. Like when you come here to learn, people are interested to talk to you about so many other things. No, we are all come together. Swamiji, 1 hour sitting there. You don't have any other interaction with anybody. You're not talking about movies or cricket and what happened in India and Pakistan. No, we're not talking about that. No, here is the purpose is different. So even in our own life, certain things we would like to repeat, if not every day, as often as possible. Certain things we just do not want, even though it is good. So, yeah, akushalam karmana dveshti, kushalam karmani na anusajjate. Tyagi, such a person is a true tyagi, sattva samavishtaha. What is sattva samavishtaha? Jnana samavishtaha, jnana nishtaha, or viveki, a person of knowledge, person of correct understanding, and also chitta shuddhi is there. In purity of mind is there. And because of that, there is a clarity in thinking, medhavi. Medha means, real meaning is memory. There are 2 kinds of memory we should understand. One is recollection, another is called retention. Recollection is where you might have come across and you remember when occasion arises. Whereas retention is all the time. Knowledge should be retained, not recollected. Especially spiritual knowledge, is not for recollection, it is for retention. Meaning what? One should not forget. That is why smaranam and medha. Medha is retention. Smaranam is recollection. Medha devi jushamanana agaat. So in that we see Shrutam me gopaya. Shrutam, it's Shrutam, whatever I heard, please protect me in such a way I don't lose it. So that is why we worship Saraswati Medha, not Smriti. Marana means what? In the transactional world, we remember things. But knowledge is to be retained forever. One lady came to me and said, one girl, I changed my name, Swami. What was your name? It was Megha. I changed to Medha. Oh, very good. You changed the name. But I said, you did a wrong thing. Why? Nowadays, cloud memory is very good. You should have retained a Megha only. Should have Medha. So Medhavi is retained, knowledge that is retained. That is called wisdom. There's so many things we read, but we don't remember anything. Or we don't continue to retain that in our understanding. So Medhavi. And what is the very characteristic of a Medhavi? Chinna samshaya. One whose samshaya chinna. Chinna means destroyed. Destroyed chinna. It has no more doubts. And such a person alone, unambiguously, with a determination, firmness, conviction, engage in anything. So this is a beautiful description of a person of Sattvic Tyaga. So again, Sattvic Tyaga is not renunciation of action. Doing it well. That's what he said earlier. Doing it very well. But he has no asakti over action as well as the result. Now, next page. To continuously retain the sattva qualities, the self, is a grand spiritual practice. Why? It requires attitude of equanimity, not having any negative feeling or disinterest while engaging in actions prescribed by the scriptures, Vedas, such as rituals and worship of gods that may result in gaining merits of obtaining, like heaven, etc. So one of the traditional meaning of that is akushalam means going to places like hell. Kushalam means going to places like earth, heaven, etc. But that we will pick it up later in the next verse, in a few verses later. And then not feeling thrilled in doing the duties that may result in purity of mind, which is required for study and contemplation. So one is able to understand the relevance of why Vedas prescribe certain things to be done. Because there are two aspects of the result, two results that arises out of what is prescribed in the Vedas, scriptures. What is called punya? The punya is of the two types. One is going to the heaven, various other worlds of experience. Other punya is purity of mind. One is internal, another is external. Internal purity is called attitude becomes pure, whereas external punya is that which leads you to world, other experiences which are divine in nature. So here, even though the external action, purity takes place or external results take place out of karmas like rituals, which one may supposed to do, or those actions which are for the chitta shuddhi. In both of them, one has the same attitude, equanimity. How this is accomplished, it is being aware of four factors. The field of activity, where and when, first. Now, any action that is taken up, what is the field of activity? What is that I am to do in that particular place? As we all know, not all of us are trained to do the same thing. We know our own skills, abilities. So when we become aware that I am required to be doing this because my particular input is necessary here, it is not I am important. So equanimity is that where one engages in the action, specifically understanding one's role in that place. Neither one is considered to be higher or lower. This is necessary. See, like if you take any machinery, there are various parts are there. Even a small screw make a difference. That's what happens now when you call a technical person and because you have some problem, and that fellow comes, oh, okay, this is too tight. That's all over. $500. Hey, $500 for yeah, because that's important in that place. And the screw is not working properly. I have to put a new one. It has lost its tightness. Then I have to put it there. So, but it may be a small thing, but it is important. So no one in this world should feel that I am useless, or not that one should, the other end of without me, nothing will happen. What is necessary at that point? Yes, that needs to be done. So where and when? Then second is the relationship with the world. Why? Why should I engage in that action? Because it is not only that I am to perform what I do, but this is helpful for all others to do their job. Every one of our action also is associated with others too. And we don't have a bigger picture of things. You only see a narrow point of view. So I used to give this example, how mindlessly people work. So one person was watching, I have told you this before also. One person was watching through his window outside, and there was a construction work going on. Oh, two of them were working. One person was digging the road, the side of the road only, digging. Another person immediately came after a few minutes. After he finished digging, he came and closed it. Then again, he found another some 10 feet and dug. It went to 2 hours to dig it. Another fellow spent 1 hour closing it. So no, and it is written there, your dollar is at work. This fellow got really, really angry. He went down and said, what you people are doing? What? What are you doing? No, we are doing our work. What is your job? To dig this earth. And what is your job? To close it. Why? Because the third fellow is absent who is supposed to put a tree there. But we are doing our work here. You understand how useless that action is? I'm doing my job. Don't say that I'm doing my job. You are doing the job, keeping in mind how it is useful for others also. Do you have to do the job because you are told to do that? You should understand that it is relevant only when others are also there. So why am I doing this? The purpose must be very clear. Gurudev used to say there are 4 kinds of people. I think it's self-unfoldment itself, he clarified that. Laborer, worker, leader, and a sadhu, a spiritually evolved person. A laborer is one who will work, whatever is told, he will do it. No matter what you say, he will do that particular thing. He will not ask any question. At the end of the day, he wants his wages. That's all he is interested in. 8 hours I work, give me money, I'll go. I do not want to think about my work at all. I go, say, blah, 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 drink and sleep. Next morning, I get up and work. That's all I am. Laborer. Worker is one who understands that this work or what I'm doing, what I'm asked to do is a part of the whole plan. I know my role in this. And I have to do efficiently so that it helps rest of the people to do their part. That's what here it comes. The third one is a leader. One who has the plan clearly. That this is the plan and I have to execute it correctly and I need different kinds of people to accomplish that. Even though he may not himself roll up his sleeves and would do it, but he can do it when it is necessary. If others don't work, he will not stop. He will say, you people are not doing your work. Let me get in. He is ready to do it, but then at the same time, he will not interfere when others are accomplishing what they need to do. That's a leader. There comes the fourth one, the man of wisdom, who has the humanity in mind, the whole humanity in mind. He is the representative of the Bhagavan himself. And he understands all are necessary. Nobody is higher, nobody is lower. And he understands the entire picture as a universal phenomena that is going on. Bhagavan's work is going on. So this, if you see, if you are standing in a busy highway or freeway, there are people from left side, right side, they're going all the way to the left. And those who are from the left, all the way to the right. You ask both of them, why are you going? From the left, why are you going to the right? That is where my work is, that is where I make money. And those people from here, this is where my work is, this is where I make money. Why not you please stay in the same place and make the money there only? No, because my interest is here and this fellow's interest is there. This world is therefore a mixture of so many different people having so many different interests. The overall picture is seen. So he understands the relationship between the action of one person with the action of another. The first one is important part of one's own action. Second is its relevance to the connection with others. The third one is the nature of the mind and senses while engaging in the action. How am I doing? First one is where and when I'm doing, why I am doing. Third is how. This is where Bhagavad Gita comes and says, keeping your mind free of the anxiety for the result and arrogance about you as a doer. That should be the attitude of the mind. As an offering to the Lord, as your surrender to the Lord, nature of the mind and the senses while engaging in this world. Then comes the highest. What is that? Am I doing? Am I the supreme is the doer here? Or I reflected in this, I the doer. In body, I am a doer. In the mind, I am a thinker or feeler. And the intellect, I am a thinker. But only the reflected aspect is the doer. Reflected aspect is the feeler. Reflected aspect is the thinker. That one is just a mere presence. Who am I then? How I am. I mean, who I am. I am akarta, the non-doer presence. So the silent divine nature of the self residing within oneself. That's why I said everything has got layers of understanding. So usually the people will the lowest part only they understand. But as we go and learn more and more, we know the highest purpose or highest nature of our own self. So Gurudev said, he stands as a rock, ever at ease, and watches with the unbroken balance of vision, the waves are happening, rising and falling all around him. He is independent of the world of situations. Such a person is a spiritually evolved, Medhavi Chinna Samshayah, Tyagi Sattva Samavishtaha, Medhavi Chinna Samshayah, Nadveshta Kushalam Karma, Kushale Na Anusajjate. That's the beauty of this verse. Every verse, is so deep. Bhagavad Gita padh liya maine. Kya padh liya? Along with the children, you have the by-hearted, memorized. There's so many activities to memorize, by heart. By heart means what? You must think. One must think what is being said there. Next, continuing, Bhagavan says, you see, even though I told that first question was raised by Arjuna is what? What is Tyaga and what is Sannyas, right? Tyagasya cha rishikesha tatvatah vetum ichcham. Sannyasasya mahabaho tattvamichchami veditum. Right? Tyagasya cha rishikesha pratakkeshi nishudana. I want to know the tattva of sannyas and also tyaga and the difference. Now, Bhagavan has said, karma phala tyagaha, karma tyagaha, sannyasa. Renunciation of action is called sannyasa. Renunciation of result of action is known as tyaga. That is being explained, and tyaga is what he has been explaining until now. He says very clearly that a person who is considering oneself as the body, for such a person to give up action is not possible. So therefore, nahi deha bhrita shakyam yaktum karmanya sheshatah yast karma phalatyagi satyagitya vidhiyate nahi deha bhrita shakyam tyaktum karmanya sheshatah yast karma phalatyagi satyagitya vidhiyate. Deha bhrita asheshatah karmani tyaktum na shakyam. A dehabhrit, deham vibharti iti dehabhrit, one who bears the body, one who holds on to the physical body as oneself. Dehabhrita na shakyam, not possible. Asheshatah karma tyagaha. Karmani tyaktum na shakyam. Not possible for such a person to give up action. It includes all of us. Nobody is spared here. Because our first identity is what? This is only. Body only. In here, the body includes anything that is of the nature of matter. Body is a physical one. But definitely we have the various feelings and emotions, thoughts. These are also certain kind of body only. Subtle body you call it as. Or causal body. Body here includes all of that. Asheshatah tyaktum na shakyam. Therefore, to Arjuna also he says, karma phala tyagi. A person who can give up the results of action, he alone can be considered as a true renunciate, a true tyagi. To all of us, that is the advice. Engage in action, but remove your anxiety of the result. This year started from the 3rd chapter onwards. He has been continuing the same point, only to show that we are, as the person of the world, that is the best we can do. Now, one would say, then when do I go to the next one? It happens. You don't need to do it. You don't need to put an effort. Why? Now you see, when you are ready to sleep, not now, when you are ready to sleep, the purpose of sleep is what? So that I can disturb my wife by snoring. No. You are not intending to do that, but happen, right? So the intention of that very sleep is to relax, let the physical body recoup itself and let the energy. What are you doing for that? Nothing. It does it itself, right? You just have to do what? Stop. Even the result of action you are not thinking about. It happens. When I start to relax and lie on the bed and slowly close my eyes, withdraw all my mind from all other things. What is it? Sound something coming. So when the action the result of action, you're not anxious about what will happen at the end of the sleep. What will happen at the end of the sleep? You're not worried about that. If you are very anxious about what will happen at the end of the sleep, you will not sleep. It is like when you're traveling to India, the long, so you tell, you make sure that what time you give breakfast before landing. When are we landing? In another 4 hours. Put the alarm at 3 hours. So you don't want to miss the breakfast. And every half an hour, not yet. Not yet. That means you are anxious about this, you will not sleep. When do you actually sleep? When you do not have anxiety about what happens after sleep. In the same way, tyag karo, sannyas ho jayega. But that tyaga, as it is prescribed, as it is said, not tyaga out of tamas, not tyaga of the rajas, but tyaga of the sattva. What is sattva tyaga? Niyatam kriyate karma arjuna sangam tyaktva phalanicha. That is considered as. Let's see more of it in the next session. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kasyid dukkha bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. One or two announcements.